Hi everyone. So, this has been 1 week now post-op, and I wanted to kind of just touch base to let you know some things that I have been facing, some challenges that have been going on. So there's been a lot of things, that have been happening to, on like a personal note, getting involved in like another business, um, and you know, trying to keep my mind off of other like internal problems that I'm having, or just kind of facing right now. But um, so after the surgery, uh, it was hard. I remember waking up after the surgery and in a lot of pain. I felt like I kind of got hit by a Mack truck. I had all these incisions all over me. I was very bloated. From what they tell me, that there's 6 incisions, but there's more holes than that. And I don't know what that is for, but I just know that there is. So they sewed me up on the inside and then they glued me on the outside, and that's to try and help with the healing process, for scarring, so that I won't have a lot of scarring or next to nothing when I'm done. However, what I will say is something that I it's a struggle actually what I'm facing right now, and nobody told me about this. Is something that I'm dealing with right now, and something that I'm experiencing that other people might not have experienced, and those of them who I know who had gastric bypass did not experience either. Um, so I had to check with my doctor, but when I was there, I remember them telling me they needed to give me blood thinners, and this way I wouldn't develop blood clots anywhere. So I remember them giving me two blood thinners, one in my right side and one in my left side of my stomach. My right side seems to have been fine. My left side, on the other hand, guys, I want to show you something for those of you who don't have me on Facebook. It's kind of gruesome. So I don't know if you've ever seen what a ginormous black and blue looks like, but this is what it is, and I'm going to stand up for a second and show you what my stomach looks like. It's healing, but it hurts. So here we go. If you're a little squeamish to this, please scroll past this, skip the video, close your eyes, just listen to me talk, something of that nature, but I want you to see. So here it is, when I stand up, and I have to stand up slowly because I actually hurt, but this is the left side of my stomach right now. It's pretty bad. Um, that is a ginormous black and blue. And so that happened because of the blood thinner. It doesn't hurt at all. It's warm, but it doesn't hurt, which is good. And then you can see obviously where they went in, and where some of the incisions were. Also down here as well, which this hurts also. But the two that hurt the most are here and here. This is where the robot actually went in, and it did some damage. I mean, I don't actually mean damage as in it was bad, but damage as in like it really shook me up. I have one more actually that's up here. That one's not doing bad at all. Actually, I don't even feel that one is healing so much that I'm like starting to get itchy now. So anything that's up here, guys, or at any of the glue, don't scratch it off. It may feel nice to scratch it, but you don't want that opening. So anyway, enough of that. But I want to talk to you about these. So I have a follow-up appointment on the 29th with the Lehigh Valley, Allentown, Cedar Crest, and I want to talk to them about this black and bluing that I have, because that's pretty drastic. And again, it doesn't hurt, but it's I don't know. I don't think it should be there. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe other people have experienced it. When I googled it, because Google has all the answers. It said that people get that all the time, but I don't know to what degree. So I couldn't find imagery or anything on it that showed me, to that nature. But for now, it's okay. The other thing is breathing. I didn't expect that to be an issue either. So they gave me a breathing tool. I don't actually have it in front of me at this current moment, but they gave me this little like plastic breathing machine that I take with me, and so every day I breathe in and out of it like a straw, and I have to get it up to 1250, whatever the breathing mechanism is that they're calling it. So 1250 of that, and just to show that my lungs are working at the capacity that they're supposed to be working at. So for the most part, my breathing is okay. My diaphragm still hurts, so I tried singing earlier. If any of you know that about me, you know that I'm a singer, and I'm also in the show Beauty and the Beast that opens in a couple weeks, and it's stressful thinking about, oh my God, am I going to be able to do this? And I just have to. I have to barrel through it and make myself do this. So it's a struggle, but also breathing in all of that air is pushing outward on the incisions that are on me, and it's really hurting. I didn't see this part on any of the YouTube videos or channels that I watched either, so I just want to let you guys know that this is something you could run into as well. The other thing is, oh my God, I have a lot of gas. So some of the videos that I watched showed that you had to pick up Gas-X. So the hospital initially told me, don't use the Gas-X, just get up right from the surgery. Once I woke up from the anesthesia, that's when they ended up getting me up, and I walked around. It wasn't easy to walk around, guys. I literally had to hold the IV machine that was near me and slowly, little by little, walk to try and get my mobility functioning again. That was challenging. The other thing that they're looking for is making sure that you're urinating and that you're using the bathroom. Now, the other thing is, doing number 2, there is a good chance, which happens with most people that I was not aware of, that they ended up telling me, is that the anesthesia actually it stops you from going to the bathroom, so it causes a lot of constipation. I didn't go to the bathroom for 4 days, for number 2. Number 1, I was, the urinating was very easy. That same day I was urinating. The other thing is, so they also give you 4 little medicine caps. So like the caps that would go on like the medicine here, the clear ones, they give you, that's my medicine by the way, I'll tell you about that in a second, but they give you 4 of those, and they want you to sip on one of them over the course of an hour to make sure that you can intake that water. So the nurse I wasn't paying attention to that because I was so out of it from the anesthesia and then from the oxycodone medicine that they were giving me, which is it's Tylenol with oxycodone. So this really messes me up. Even right now, because my stomach is so small, if I take a sip of that, like a little more than just like a normal sip, I'm done. I am done. It hits me. I'm so tired. I crash and I'll sleep for 2 hours. And I've done it already. I did it today, which was crazy. I didn't expect that to happen, but it did. So, anyway, so I was supposed to be drinking these little capsules, but I was so thirsty because you're so dehydrated. And for a while they tell you, you're not supposed to, drink anything and whatnot. And so, I'm sorry, you have to drink after the fact. So I, instead of drinking those little capsules, I ended up drinking 4 big cups. And so I wasn't even touching those little capsules, and they came in and said, oh my God, are you not drinking? Because they didn't somebody wasn't realizing that I was drinking the big cups and not the little ones. And I'm like, no, I am drinking it. Like, I'm drinking 4. I drank 4 of these large ones already. And they're like, you're not even supposed to be able to fit that in your stomach right now. But I was. So I did it. And I definitely felt much better for it. I will tell you guys, the dehydration you feel after surgery is ridiculous. I don't know if it's the anesthesia or something else that they give you in the meantime, but you are so dry, you have cotton mouth, you literally can't get that out of your mouth. It was 2 days before I think I actually got it all out. So I woke up in the hospital after the anesthesia. The next day, it still wasn't gone, and then by the following day, completely it was gone. So then I was able to feel like I had normal saliva in my mouth again. That was different. Chopstick, helps a lot. Bring chapstick with you because you'll be able to put it on your lips because your lips are going to dry out so much, and instead of licking them and getting sores, just put the chapstick on. So anyway, when I came home, I really wasn't in the mood to do much of anything. I could barely walk. I got wheeled down to the van. My mother and her friend had picked me up. They'd taken me there, and they had picked me up. One of my friends stayed at the hospital with me, which, honest to God, was actually really beneficial. Because anytime that I couldn't get a hold of a nurse, she was able to talk to them. Anytime that I was sleeping and she needed to ask questions about things that were going on, she could do that too. One thing I wanted to point out, so I don't know how the other hospitals work, but Lehigh Valley, Allentown, Cedar Crest has, I think the whole Lehigh Valley network now has an My Lehigh Valley Health Network, the LVHN app that you can download on your phone. They also have another app called EASE, EASE. Just how you think. What it does is during your surgery, you can set it up, and then you can send a text message to anybody that you want to receive text messages and follow-ups about how your surgery is going in the interim. So the time that it started, what they're doing, when it's ended, if they ran into any complications, etc., etc. So the person on the receiving end of those text messages knows all the time what's happening. I think that's super beneficial. And ask about it if somebody has not told you about it. And both my mother and my friend who was with me, Rachel, they absolutely loved it. I loved knowing that they knew what was happening at all times. So also, not that anything went wrong, but they do ask you a lot of questions in there, like, do you have a living will? They'll also ask you tons of things too, but right before you go into the surgery, like, what's your name? What's your date of birth? Where do you live? And even though you have said this so many times, I'm not even kidding, probably about 20 times, they will just continue to ask to make sure that you're doing this of your own volition, and that you're not on any type of drugs or anything that'll make you forget who you are. So the other thing that I didn't know of, if you're squeamish to being naked, you need to get over it. And I didn't know this until literally right before the surgery. So they put me in this robe that I was going to go into surgery with, and then the nurse told me that I need to completely undress underneath it. And I thought I can keep my underwear on, no big deal. They're not going anywhere below my underwear, but I guess they needed to, or for whatever reason. So that was actually kind of uncomfortable for me. I didn't know that was going to happen. Nobody told me that was going to happen. And I am not so quick to undress like that. So anyway, I just did it because I was not going to let that stop me. And so when I woke up, this is how I realized it happened. I was in my room in the hospital that I was going to be in overnight in a different robe, which means they unrobed me and put me in a new robe, and that's how I woke up. So the whole group of surgeons saw me naked, which made me feel uncomfortable, but it is what it is, and it's over now. So just know that that happened. So moving forward, or fast-forwarding rather, into my leaving of everything, there was paperwork. Obviously, they give you discharge papers and whatnot, and they give you some medicine. If you need to go to the pharmacy, which usually they do, there's a nurse that walks you down to the pharmacy. They check your insurance again, make sure that everything is good. And so, again, I ended up getting Tylenol with oxycodone. The other thing they ended up giving me was, I don't have it right over here, but they ended up giving me some medicine for my nausea, and they ended up giving me, which I need to take that every day, and another one for my heartburn. So I take that religiously, which helps keep everything in check right now. And it's wonderful. I am a victim of severe heartburn and acid reflux, as well as the nausea that you will experience, you'll see after the surgery. And this keeps it in check, which is fantastic. So that's definitely something to make sure that they're giving you. So something for acid reflux and something for your nausea, as well as any kind of pain med they're going to give you. So since Tylenol is the only thing we're allowed to have after surgery, that's what they're going to give you, with probably oxycodone. So as I was leaving there and I was getting picked up, it was very challenging to move myself, lift myself into the vehicle, but I did bump hurt, guys. Driving down the road, obviously I wasn't driving, I was a passenger. You cannot drive. Please bring somebody with you. They won't let you leave the hospital if you don't have somebody to drive you. It was a little painful because those bumps are hurting and bouncing your incisions and internal organs. And the other thing I found out is that so part of my stomach and my intestines are still inside. They don't remove them. They keep them there. So that is there in case maybe in the future if you needed to get a reverse bypass. That is an option as well, and I don't know if any of you knew that, but it is something that can be done. Just like if you get a sleeve, you can then later on in the future get a bypass, and now if you get a bypass, you can revert back to a full stomach if you needed to. So that's actually pretty interesting. That can happen, and I didn't know that until recently. So I know this video is going a little bit longer than I expected, but these are all important things that I wanted to share with everyone. And then the other thing is so in 5 days, I lost 9 pounds, and today is, I guess, today's the 20, I don't even know what today's date is. I can't even see right now. Today is the 26th. So it's still 5 days. So maybe yesterday was 4 days I lost 9 pounds. Today is the 5th day. I lost 7 pounds. So I guess it's not even technically a week after surgery. A week after surgery would be the 28th. But I wanted to kind of let you know where I'm at. The other thing is, there will be days as you're going through this that you're just done. You are so tired. You're in so much pain. You walk around holding your stomach. I didn't expect that, but you do. And your back muscles they end up hurting more too because you end up having to compensate for your stomach muscles that are cut up right now. And so trying to keep yourself upright and walking around really hurts. I can only do it for a short period of time. They said that you're supposed to every 2 hours get up and walk, and that's what I was doing. So, and I'm still doing that. So I'm getting up and if I can, I'll walk around the house if I need to. Or I tried leaving the house and going halfway around the block. To do that, I got halfway around the block, and then I had to turn around and come home and walk very slowly because I was in so much pain. So just know that that's something you might have to do. I've talked to a couple people now who have had to hold their stomachs as they walk because the incisions will literally hurt and their muscles are cut. They can't hold their stomach up. It literally just hangs there, guys. So just know that that's a thing. And then there's other days like today where I feel fine, other than I am experiencing some discomfort in my back and in my stomach again, and my abs actually hurt. So that's the other thing too, is that I think now they're starting to hurt because I'm working them more because I'm having to compensate using other muscles where the other ones don't exist or aren't there to be used anymore. So it's definitely hurting. But I'm getting through it, and again, thank God for the medicine that I'm on, but I'm almost out of it. So I don't know what I'm going to do when I'm out except take Tylenol and pray to God that regular Tylenol works. Because it doesn't ever help for any other reason. So the other thing is making sure you are on your liquids. You will literally, for the first 2 days, I wanted to eat nothing. And so during your constipation phase, what ended up happening for me was that I was having my protein shake still because you're supposed to have 4 ounces 8 times a day. So as you're going through, I couldn't do it. I was trying, and it hurt so much because I still hadn't gone to the bathroom because I was constipated. So all the liquids I was drinking, so this is what I was drinking. This has 24 ounces in it, and I would drink an entire one of these or 2 of these. I don't think I'm supposed to be able to fit that much in my stomach, but I did. I was so thirsty, and I'm able to keep it down. So as I'm now going through, I'm drinking all this liquid, which I'm able to urinate, so that's fine, it's going through, but I still haven't passed anything else. So everything is building up now, and it's starting to actually cause pain. So I ended up having to go out and get Miralax. Well, somebody got it for me, so I really appreciate that. Miralax and milk of magnesia. The Miralax was not working at all, so I had to step up my game with the milk of magnesia. Please, if you have time to get it before your surgery, I recommend you get it, because you might run into this also. And if you don't, make sure you have somebody available that can go get it for you, because this is so painful and you don't want to go through that. You don't want to become toxic and keeping the food in you. That is the worst thing for you. It could kill you, so make sure that that doesn't happen to you. The other thing is, honestly, because I thought like the whole couple of weeks after the surgery was going to be really bad as far as eating is concerned, and I will tell you, I have cravings. Like, I want a roast beef cheese sandwich right now. Like, I want it so bad, and I want a burger, and you know, like, as my stomach is fixing itself and I'm feeling like I'm becoming hungry again, although I don't know that it technically is. I don't know if it's my mind playing a trick on me right now. I don't know. I don't know. I'm learning my stomach because you have to relearn how things work again. But I'm having these cravings where I want these things. Well, what's happening is I'm still finding that even though I'm having those cravings, I can't technically eat those things, but because you're not actually hungry or too hungry, you'll find that things like chicken broth or like this. This is beef broth. It's just a little bowl. It's nothing crazy, but you can just see there's beef broth in there. I've been drinking this, like sipping this, for, I don't know, probably an hour now. It gets cold. I keep having to go and reheat it. I have a huge pot in the on the stove right now that I just heat up periodically throughout the day, so this way I can just continue to eat something. I had my shakes already, and right now I think my body is starting to kick into gear where I need to use the restroom now. So the milk of magnesia finally kicked in on day 5, which is crazy, but it took 5 days for me to have a bowel movement. And it was only small progression throughout the entire thing. It was 8 o'clock in the morning, and I had already had 4 bowel movements, but they were very insignificant. So I thought, well, 4 insignificant ones is like 1 half-decent one, so at least it's something, and I know that my intestines are still working, and my stomach is still working. So that was happening. And now, I mean, I'm feeling a little, like, backed up again today, so I think I might need to take a little bit more milk of magnesia. I haven't had any bowel movement today again, so, which is not good, and I know that I still need to, have that happen. So I'm going to take some milk of magnesia in a little bit. Hopefully that happens, or I wake up in the middle of the night and I can go, whatever the case may be. But anyway, these are some things that I'm facing that I wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of, because, again, I wasn't told most of this stuff, and it's something I'm figuring out as I'm going along. So, along with a lot of gas. Excuse me. But that does happen. So, I am excited to see, what the future holds after 1 month of doing this. I'm going to try and keep you guys posted with weight loss as that happens. I'm going to see. I know it's going to fluctuate, so I don't know if I'm going to do a weekly video. I don't know if I'm going to do a monthly video, kind of keep you guys at bay, or maybe just check in periodically as I have doctor's appointments and see what they say. I'll probably follow up with you again maybe in 2 days on Tuesday after my follow-up appointment, just so you guys can kind of know what happens there. And as of that, I mean, this will be the end. I have 9 days before I go back to work, so I'm hoping that all the rest that I can get will heal all of the incisions so that I don't have to be carrying my stomach. However, I was told, as far as carrying your stomach goes, get a binder. So not a book binder, but a waist binder. So this way it actually will hold your stomach in place. So on the follow-up, I was told to ask my doctor if they could provide me one. So that's super important for me to have. If not, I might have to get some kind of like a shirt, a body shaper or something of that nature, to kind of like keep it in check, so that I don't have to face that. But anyway, guys, that's all I had to say. I know it was a lot longer than I had expected, but I wanted to make sure you guys were well versed in all of this as well. So if you had any questions, please feel free to leave comments, like the videos. It's very appreciated. I see a lot of you doing it on Facebook now too, which is also appreciated. Feel free to share this with your friends. Recommend these videos. If somebody needs some advice about something, I'm all ears to help. It is, this is live, so it's May 26th, 2019. So if anybody that's going through it right now or needs some help, please feel free to send them my way. And remember, guys, that to always, I'm going to get this correctly and how I really want to word this, but always make sure to live your life and nobody else's, because you can't do it. So, and that's what I'm doing. I'm living my life, and I hope you're living yours also. So have a great day or night, whatever it is for you, and I'll catch up with you soon. Bye.